Right, Frank
Hello.
Sawatsky.
How's it going?
It's good, man. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Hey, Frank, I want you to. What's different about me,
Um,
Frank? What's
it
different?
looks like you may have seen a barber.
Yeah, I did a socially. It wasn't distanced, but it was a masked. I was the masked haircut.
Yeah, did they wear the mask and you wear the mask?
Yeah, both of us wore the mask. There was no
Okay,
COVID.
okay.
I don't
No?
think. I don't
So you're
think. Well,
safe.
maybe unless I now have it. But I hope not
Okay,
because
we'll keep our
I
distance from you then, hey?
I enjoyed the haircut though. I got to tell you, I've not enjoyed a haircut more in my entire life than that haircut. Frank, it looks like someone else has been cutting your hair.
Yes, this is the workings of my wife. She does this for me. So it was a little bit, I'm not gonna lie, I had to let go and just trust. But she did a great job. Yeah.
Did she YouTube it?
No, I kind of walked her through what I remember from my barber, and I'm itching to get back. Don't get me wrong, but my wife was an excellent stand-in.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
By the way, you tell the people who are on here, tell these people who you are. Yeah, most of them know who you are, but I like those who might not know you. Can you tell them who you are?
Sure, yeah. So my name's Frank, and I am the associate campus pastor up in Mission.
For how long have you worked at Northview Community Church?
I have worked at Northview since September of 2015.
Wow. So what is your favorite thing about working at Northview Community Church?
Well, obviously, it'd be all the heat that you get, right? And, all the shade we can throw your way. No?
Totally.
Actually, sincerely, I think one of the best things about working at Northview is that it's big enough that there's resources available to be creative and to try and to maybe, get it wrong sometimes, but oftentimes really do really well and have a church around you to support you. Not only like a staff team, but also pastors above you and people below you to help kind of carry the weight. And then
Yeah.
awesome congregants and like people that just attend that are just always on your side, right? Like trusting and loving you. So,
Yeah. What's the worst part about working at Northview?
The worst part about working at Northview, that it's, can I plead the fifth because I'm talking to my boss?
Come on. What's the worst part? What's the thing? Not worst, but what's the
Hmm.
thing that you found difficult working at Northview?
Well, I like to get things done quickly, and sometimes it takes a while just to jump through all the hoops, and we're very cautious that way sometimes. So to get anything done quickly, sometimes it just takes a little longer than I would have hoped.
Yeah, there's lots of people who need. That's one of the challenges I've had too. Is that when you work in a smaller church, it's sort of you have an idea, you kind of just like, hey, I'm going to give this a go or whatever. But if at Northview, it's like 70 people need to know, and if you forget to let somebody know, they get a little bit offended, and then you
Oh
got to
yeah,
clean that offense up, and you're like, hey, I didn't mean it, but I wanted to do it anyway. Anyway, it's difficult. There's no question about it.
yeah, absolutely.
Anyway, Frank, you are involved. You're a musician. Isn't that kind of what your training was?
Yeah, so I was a kind of music rat all growing up. I didn't do the sports thing. So you're talking about the Arsenals? Is that your team or is that Jonathan's team?
They're not called the Arsenals.
Oh, I don't know. See,
No,
I'm not a sports guy.
Arsenal. Like if like for example, if you went to war,
Yeah,
you would call all of your weaponry your arsenal,
right.
right?
This is what
Right.
I thought, like image
Yeah.
of sporting, right? You want to
Yeah.
attack the bad guy, no?
Totally. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Shoot
okay.
them. That's why I
Yeah.
like it because I'm
Oh,
American
okay.
and I like
Okay.
shooting things.
Anyways, no, okay. I believe that. Do you have your gun license, by the way?
No.
Oh, okay. You're a good man in
I'm
there.
not really a big fan of the. Don't tell anybody, but I'm
Mm.
not a real big fan of the guns. I'm not. I
Really?
have family members. Yeah, we have family members who have the carry permit in the United States, and in fact, two of my brothers-in-law, on one occasion, went to a movie together, and they were packing heat, both of them. Isn't that funny?
Why
Like
in the movie?
because they could. They
Okay.
just decided we're going to go to a movie together, and we're both bringing our guns. So
I feel like
I,
that.
it was probably either, depending on how you look at it, it was either the safest movie you could ever go to or the least safe movie you could ever
Right.
go to. Because if you knew my brothers-in-law, you would know that maybe there might be an inadvertent firing going off there. So
Okay, okay. Well, you just got to be careful if you
anyway,
have that in your pocket, right? You don't want to shoot
yeah,
yourself.
you're a
Yeah.
musician though. Like you've
Yes.
been
So
involved in, yeah.
yeah, worship. So I actually I've attended Northview for a long time as a kid. Kind of grew up through the Northview programs and things like that. And I remember when you were the young adults pastor, and then you
Me too.
became the senior pastor.
Me
Whoa.
too.
Me too. Yeah, and so always kind of involved with worship, but was always just a sub. And then I went on a missions trip. Long story short, felt like I wanted to go into the business of music and become like a professional musician. And I thought the best way that I felt that I could be doing that, but also doing ministry, is to go into worship leadership. So I actually went to
Mm.
Columbia Bible College here in town, went through the degree there. And at the end of my degree, I thought, you know what? I should probably reach out back to Northview just to see like if they need a sub or something like that. And ironically, I called up Jonathan at that point and Johnny, and I said, hey, are you looking for any more piano players? Like, I don't know, you got Nate Bosch already. You've got like some great keys players. I don't think you'll need me, but hey, if they're sick, why don't you throw me in on a team? So they're like, oh yeah, well, Frank, it's been a while because I was so busy with school and stuff, and I was interning at another church and this and that and the other thing. And with my missions trip being gone for about a year, it had been a while since I was, involved with Northview. So I went in for an audition because they wanted to say, kind of keep tabs and evaluate, see who this guy is. So went in for audition, and then by the end of the audition, they're like, hey, we actually have a new campus opening up in Mission. Would you like to candidate there? Because they're looking for a full-time worship guy. And I was like, whoa. So started part-time there in worship, and then that role just kind of evolved into set
Totally.
building and helping with drama, and then doing some of the backdrop to the Downs Road campus, and involved in some of the missions work, and then some of the youth work in mission and CM, and helping with
You're
the
like
new
a jet.
campus.
You're like a Frank of all trades. In
Yeah,
other words,
Frank of all trades. Yeah.
you. Before I ask you the question, you have a new job now that I want to find out about.
Mm-hmm.
But before I ask that, you have a wife. You got married 2 years ago, 3 years.
No, going on 4 years
What?
in September. Yeah.
My word. I remember when you got married. So, what is your wife's name?
Nicola Sawatsky.
Right. And what does she do?
She is an educational assistant at MEI. And she was doing that part-time. So she knows your beautiful bride, Jeannie, and a lot of the Northview gang over in MEI middle. So, yeah.
Is that what she wants to do long-term, or is she interested in like teaching, or do you want to do something else?
Yeah, so she is actually just finished her master's like a couple weeks ago. So she's done. Yeah, I'm super proud of her. She's officially the smartest person in the house. Not like she needed a piece of paper to tell us that. But yeah, so she's got her master's, and she's actually going to be looking for a full-time counseling gig. So that's what her master's is in, is counseling, helping people.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Where do you live?
I am at Hudson's Loft right now. So there's the kind of high rise in the background. Afterthoughts, it's been good to us. But quarantine weight,
Are you going to stay there for a long, long time?
No. So actually, my wife might hate me for doing this, but there's boxes everywhere because we are actually moving. We have this place for 4 or 5 more days, and we're moving next week to a place in Mission. We bought a house in Mission. We're so excited.
That's fantastic. You'll have a great time.
Yes. Mission.
Awesome. Yeah.
We can have fires out in our backyard.
What?
It's really the best. You should come. Yeah.
You can do that in Mission?
Totally. Yeah. You have to get a fire permit, but it's like an open burning permit. But it's $20 for the year. Come on, let's do it.
You get $20 and you can just light things on fire.
Yes. That's awesome. Kind of, I think, how I understand it.
What a town. We love it.
Yeah.
Frank, you're doing some different ministry now, though. Because of this, all of our campuses stopped being campuses in a lot of ways, and we went to kind of a single campus, which is online.
Yeah.
So you're doing something else now, because you're not this associate campus pastor. I mean, you are, and you will be, but you're not.
Right. It's kind of like this nebulous suspending of all our roles, right? And it's like, hey, we got a whole bunch of new things that we're trying to kick off and start and do excellently. So a lot of the pastors have had to change their roles, including me. So I'm no longer on the ground up in Mission, although I bought a house there. So hopefully that happens sooner than later, getting back on the ground, right? We all want church to open up again. But right now I'm overseeing basically a ministry that we've dubbed Northview Cares. And so it's an extension of our care department. essentially mobilizing our church to care for everyone in this time of need. This pandemic happened, and Northview's a big church, and at the best of times, you could walk into the church and kind of remain anonymous if you wanted to, right? You shake a hand at the door. Wow, remember those days when you shook a hand at the door? But you know, you shook a
Never
hand at the
again.
door. Yeah.
It's
And
like heaven to me.
really, you don't like the
I'm not a
handshake?
no, I'm not a hugger or a hand. I mean, I don't mind the handshake, but eh,
Are you more
I'm
like,
okay.
are you the
We can
creepy
wave.
winker, or are you the
We can
waver or the high
wave.
five?
It's okay.
Okay. Okay. I don't know. There's something about that hearty handshake.
I know. I know there is. I know
But the
there is.
worst is when you have a handshake and it's just held on a little bit too long and you're
Yeah.
like,
There's always
ah,
guys who want to hold on to your hand and pull you
yeah,
close, and yeah,
yeah.
it's always great.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, but Northview Cares
Yep.
is tell me specifically though what you guys are doing right now. It's kind of cool.
Yeah,
So tell me what exactly Northview Cares is, and then I actually want to know
exactly.
how I could get involved if I were
Totally.
going to get involved, or if I had needs and wanted to be a beneficiary of it, how that would happen.
Yeah, absolutely. So like I said, right, Northview's a big church. Sometimes it's hard to get plugged in. So we've tried to make it really easy by, we have a website that you can go to, right? We know this, northview.org. And right at the top of the website, there's something that's called Northview Cares. So it just rolled out this past week. And that kind of has a little glimpse, like a 30,000 foot overview of what we're doing. And so some of the projects that we hope to do in the future, I'll get to that. But first off, what we're doing right now to answer your question. We are partnering with a local elementary school in Abbotsford, and we hope to replicate this up in Mission and in other communities that are local, because we're finding that the elementary schools, you know, parents are having a hard time right now with especially public schools, with occupying their kids, providing good, you know, oversight for their kids during the day. They're busy, and sometimes they're working or things like that. But specifically for some of the public schools that were in communities that maybe were of a lower socioeconomic background, some of like these parents have never had to rely on, let's say, a food bank or
Mm-hmm.
a food hamper before. You know, they went to work and they would, you know, get paid and they'd be able to put food on the table. But with this pandemic, a lot of people that may have had work or employment under the table no longer are working. They've been laid off, and they don't actually qualify for a lot of the things that our government is offering people that have been laid off. So now they're finding it hard to make ends meet. And so we actually have great partnerships with a lot of the local schools around here. And we have reached out and they've reached out to us, and we've kind of collaborated to say, what is a need? What's the basic need? And we've heard back that the food bank is awesome, but often there's a need so great right now that sometimes the food bank doesn't meet it exactly as we would like it to. So we've been asked to now start these food hampers. So right now, currently, we're putting together hampers that cost between $60 and $85-ish with all fresh produce and vegetables and cheese and cold cuts and milk and eggs. And it's a really great food hamper. And then we are taking it down to the public school systems, and they're taking care of all the logistics of dispersing it to these families that have come to know, hey, I know the school, I'm familiar with the teachers and the staff, so it's another touching point for them to keep tabs on the kids and hang out and just give a blessing of encouragement. And we've just dubbed this a Northview Cares initiative. So there's a little handout in there with information for our website and our telephone number. So if the families want to reach out for maybe some of the other needs that they may have in the future, then we can put them in touch with our care department.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, okay, so I can see perhaps some people thinking maybe they know of people who might be in need like that. So if you know someone like that, or you are someone like that yourself,
Yep.
is there a place for you to let people know that?
Totally, yeah. So if you yourself need a food hamper, obviously, you know, it kind of would be nice for me to get a food hamper and you to get a food hamper. Not everybody needs a food hamper. So there's a little bit of a vetting process, but we do want to be really generous in this time. We have the resources to do so. So we would just ask that everybody heads to our website, clicks on there's basically two buttons. So once you click on the Northview Cares site, a web page pops up, and right there it says get help or give help. So let's say you, Jeff, want to say, I want to sponsor a food hamper. I'm going to give a little bit of money to this. This is coming right out of our care fund. So you could just plug in there, I'm going to give some help. Boom, you can offer assistance that way. Or you can, if you know someone or you yourself need a food hamper, you'd hit the opposite button. I need to get some help. So then there's a little questionnaire there just for us to get some contact info. We can follow up with with some questions and hopefully be able to deliver a food hamper as
That's
fast as we can.
fantastic. What if I am getting the CERB, the CERB,
Mhm.
or the EI or something, and I'm like, hey, I might have a little bit of time on my hands. Is there some way that you might need help along these
Loads
lines?
of time. So these hampers cost us full price right now because we're paying full price, but we would
Yeah.
love to be able to maybe source out from other areas. So for instance, I don't know if you guys know this. This is a shameless plug. But if you go down Clearbrook Road, there's like this big, massive sign, and it's like 100 pounds of potatoes for $40. So we like drove over to that guy's house, and apparently he sells potatoes. So here I was like, hey, we can't touch that price. Here's $40. Can I have 100 pounds of potatoes? Sure enough, boom, and he's doing it all summer. So now that cost for our food hamper just came dramatically down. So yeah, things like that. If you have a connection to maybe a carrot farmer, or if you know somebody in the church that, hey, I'm an egg farmer and I can't really sell my, the small weird ones. Well, hey, we're looking for eggs. Like, it's food, it's great quality stuff. So we hope to be able to put some of that in our packages. We also need help just picking up things and dropping things off. So these food hampers, every Thursday morning, they're distributed. So we dropped off this morning with a bunch of Northview folk. We did 26 hampers, I believe, this morning.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if they can contact you, I'm assuming they just have to hit the give help button and
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's great, dude. It's
Yeah.
fantastic. Are you excited about this? You're like this kind of stuff a
Oh
lot, don't you?
man. Well, Jeff, like, let's think about it. The gospel, we're really good at preaching the gospel.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I myself find that I'm not always the best at living it.
Yeah.
And so it's I think a discipline, and these are just really easy ways that we can do that. We can actually be an extension of the love of Christ by saying, like,
Yeah.
look, we want to care for your basic needs because God loves us. And our hope right now, we're strategically working with schools in the Central Abbey area right now, because our hope is that hopefully those people will maybe engage in a gospel conversation. And when we go to plant our new campus there, boom, there's connections made.
Yeah,
There's
totally.
already, essential services being offered in that way. So that's one of our platforms with the food hampers.
Okay, you said there's a whole bunch of other stuff you want to do
Mm-hmm.
in the future. What?
Yeah. So we're still waiting on approval for just making sure that we're in line with CRA, right? We want to be good stewards of the funds that are given us. And so some of the things that we have, some of the endeavors and the ideas that we have won't necessarily come out of our care fund because let's say I gave to the care fund. I want to make sure that that money is meeting a need like a food hamper, right? These people are going to go hungry if we don't offer
Yeah,
this thing. So that's a no-brainer, right? We can help in that way. But there's other things, like we want to say thank you to our paramedics or maybe our frontline workers or those that are assisting seniors that live in assisted living homes. So it'd be really great if we could maybe raise some support to hand out little hand lotions and a little card that says, hey, we really appreciate all you're doing for our seniors. And we've actually had a baking team up at the Mission campus. I think in the last week, we've made something like 2,500 or 3,000 cookies that we plan to put in packages and drop off at the seniors' homes to not only appreciate our
Frank, how many are
seniors.
left over though? Like,
So,
you don't need to lie. Come on.
I'm not gonna
Right.
lie,
I
I
mean,
do.
you picked them up, but all of those
Yeah.
didn't make it to the destination, did
Oh
they?
no, you caught red-handed. Yes. See, this is the living the gospel part I was
You got
talking about
little
it.
crumbs on your
It's a
right here.
chance.
So
I do. Shoot.
that's great. So but you guys, yeah, lots and lots of cookies and stuff. The little gifts that we want to try to give to the people in our community who
Totally.
have been doing such great work in the midst of this, just to show them a sense
Yep.
that we care.
Yeah.
And the Northview Cares banner, there's all sorts of other stuff that we want to try to do to meet practical needs around our community.
Exactly. Yeah. We know that there's shelters all over the place that are looking for just hygiene products like shampoo and soap and tampons and pads and things like that that would be really helpful if we could help with toiletries and hygiene products. We know that there's drop-in centers that they're running low on Lysol disinfectant wipes, believe it or not. So we want to be able to support that kind of a thing too. So we're going to be doing drives. We'd love to partner again. We're not trying to reinvent the wheel. So we want to partner with things that are already well established, like Archway Food Bank here in Abbotsford, St. Joseph's in Mission. There's really great Hope Central's, a soup kitchen in Mission as well. So we want to be like, kind of trumpeting their cause or really shining the light on them and saying, hey guys, kudos, thanks so much. How can we support you? So we'll be doing some food drives coming up. Other churches in the area have been doing that. We want to kind of piggyback on that as well and just really help as many people as we can. I know that there was also a lot of interest and momentum behind our Single Moms Day event that was going to happen on Mother's Day. So we're going to try to reboot something like that in July, maybe early August. So we're going to be looking for, you know, people that have a skill. Maybe they're a tradesman, or they're, you know, they can pick up a sponge and wash a car. And then we can have some single moms come to the Northview campuses, wherever we are, and we can service their cars and, you know, maybe hand popcorn through the window wearing a crazy mask and stuff like that. So we've got lots of ideas to help. So head to the website.
Great, Frank. Okay, so in like a couple minutes, I'm going to ask people or people can ask you questions and stuff like that, both about that or anything else, how you get such a fantastic beard, stuff like that, okay. Right? But Frank, I want to ask you other questions that have to do just with you now. Okay, this is kind of a little bit of a rapid fire round.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I think so. Should I put on my seatbelt?
Your favorite kind of music?
Oh, favorite kind of music? Anything that brings a smile to my face.
Okay, so like bluegrass?
That doesn't really bring a smile to my face. That's not
one of them. Rap. You like rap?
No, I'm sorry, I can't do rap.
Country western.
You know what? I'm moving to Mission, so I'm getting into it. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, hip hop.
Yeah, a little bit of hip hop. I can do R&B, hip hop. Yeah.
Coldplay. Of course you do. You're white, right? You're a white guy.
Come on, that's Coldplay. Like been to their concert 4 times. Come on.
I bet you have.
No.
I bet you have. Okay, so the question: how fast can you run through a zoo?
How can I? Well, it depends what animal is chasing me, but pretty fast. Yeah.
That's pretty good. What's your favorite worship song to play?
I'm actually playing it this weekend. It's called "Run to the Father."
Are you playing again this weekend, dude? Every week you're on now.
Come on, no. I am playing again.
Get her to the curb? Did you just tell him, listen, this is what's happening here?
No, he just knows I'm about to move, so he's like, you know, loading my plate up right now so I can take some time off to move.
Yeah, totally. You just show him what's what. Do you ever not smile?
Yes.
What would your wife say angry Frank is like?
Oh, impatient. Yeah, I get there.
So when you're impatient, do you snap at people?
I can get a little moody. Yeah, why not? Yeah, I think everybody can. No, I don't know.
What kind of car do you currently drive?
I have a commuter car, and then we also invested in a vehicle for our future because we're hoping to maybe endeavor down the children.
What is the commuter car?
The commuter car is a Mazda 3.
Okay, and the future car is?
We stayed with the import vehicles. We did a Mazda CX-5.
Frank, I thought you just had a Jeep. You used to have a Jeep. Just get rid of the Jeep.
Don't bring this up. Now I'm going to be angry and I'm going to snap at you. I miss my Jeep so much. We actually traded in the Jeep because, believe it or not, we found this Mazda CX-5 at a car repo lot. Mint condition. Perfect. But it was, I don't know, something happened to it. They fixed it, blah, 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 blah. So it was like way cheaper than what it actually would, like, list value would be. The payments that we pay on that car are less than the gas payments per month for my Jeep. So I'm like, it's kind of a no-brainer.
Yeah, that's good. Have you ever written any songs?
Yes. What's
the name of your favorite song you've written?
Favorite song that I've written? I'll go with Arms Held Open because it was the best produced one.
Okay, Arms Held Open. Has Lauren Daigle ever sang that song?
No, because if she did, I would be a wealthy man right now.
Okay, what about Adele?
Ooh, I'd be even wealthier.
Okay. Your favorite artist, your favorite music artist?
I really like, this is going to be indicative. I'm a Justin Bieber fan. I've actually been to his concert.
Okay, that's shameful.
Yeah, I know.
What is wrong
have admitted that. Lots, apparently.
Justin Bieber, do you have like his new album?
Like when they drop, I always get them.
I actually don't know what. Like if you told me names of Justin Bieber albums, I wouldn't be able to tell you what they were.
Purpose.
I honestly, I think I've listened to like 3 songs that he's ever done in his entire life. Wow. Do you like Kanye West?
I think that Kanye West is a bit overrated. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That just happened.
I know. I think if I met the guy, I wouldn't say that to his face, of course. But yeah.
Okay. That's great. What do you want to do when you grow up?
I want to. Oh man, that's difficult. What do I want to do when I grow up, Jeff? I don't know. What's a good answer for that one? That's a rapid fire. I think I'm like, okay, so seriously, I'm kind of doing exactly what I want to do. I love the church. I love that I get to lead people in worship. I love that I get to teach about worship and the Bible, and I get to love on people and help with hospitality at the mission campus. It's awesome. It's awesome to network with people and to be giving God the glory the whole time is
That's great.
unbelievable. So.
So your favorite Gaither album?
Oh, I see that one now. Wow. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think I've ever listened to a full Gaither album.
You know,
Yeah.
when you stand before the judgment throne of God, he is going to ask you your favorite Gaither song.
Oh, favorite Gaither song. See, this is different than
Yeah.
an album.
Yeah, but what's your favorite Gaither song?
Well, any song that guy with the long flowy hair sings. What's his name? I don't know.
Jesus? So,
Yeah. Yeah, he's in the Gaither vocal band. I don't know. Some of the old hymns are great, right? Old Rugged Cross, love that one.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. I don't have any other questions. I mean, I have 1,000 other questions that I could ask you. You've been a very good sport, Frank. Can I just honestly tell you that I have grown to really love you? I think you're delightful.
Oh,
I do.
Thank you.
It's not that I didn't really like you before. I just didn't know you that well. And then I think this last year we were able to go to whenever it was, went to San Diego, and you came along.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed talking to you there. And I realized, I think I'd really like Frank if I spent time around him. And I do. You're a fantastic
Wow.
guy. And
I tricked you.
No, you've done a great job at the church. I love the fact you're such a hard worker and you give everything you've got to the work of the ministry. It's fantastic. So I'm really thankful for stuff. By the way, everybody on here, you need to know that Frank was like the go-to guy for the last while when Ezra is kind of switching his job into the executive pastor role at Northview. Frank kind of had to carry everything up at the mission campus, and you guys didn't skip a beat. So
that was an awesome
publicly
team, though.
now,
Come on.
praise you. Like, honestly, that's so cool of what you've done. And I already know that Jesse has said that he just thinks that you're great to work with. So thank you so much for being that way and being so humble and being willing to, make room for a guy like Jesse who's a pain.
Come on, a pain?
He's already been disagreeing with me about several things, and I don't like it.
Fair enough.
Somebody asked you about the PMCC Children's Choir Days.
Rachel Roy. Hey, what's up? Shout out. PMCC, Pacific Mennonite Children's Choir, local choir here. Yes, that's where I found my love, actually, for singing. My parents made me dress up in this stupid outfit. And then my mom, believe it or not, funny, she said, Frank, you know what? You're going to love this one day. I said, what do you mean I'm going to love this? It's stupid. I'm one of like 2 or 3 boys in this choir of like 60 or 70 people. Like, there's no guys to hang out with. This is terrible. And my mom says, Frank, when you're older, Frank, you're going to wonder how you were able to pull this off. And I was like, I never understood it then. But now I look back and I think, what was my mom telling my 10-year-old self back then?
She's looking out for you.
There you go.
That's fantastic. All right. Thank you very much. Unless somebody else has got a question, I think I'm totally out of time. I actually think I'm over. Oh, I'm 1 minute before.
Ooh. Jeff, thank you for your time. You're awesome. Man,
thank you so much for this. And thanks so much for heading up all our stuff with this Northview Care stuff. It's
totally.
Awesome.
Thanks for making it happen.
Quite honestly, well, no, it's about time that we were a little more on the front foot when it comes to stuff like this. There's lots of needs in our city. We've always kind of quietly engaged with our existing stuff, which is great, but there are ways that we can, actively help, and it's awesome that we're able to do that, especially now. And also to everybody who's watching this, thank you so much for your generosity to Northview. We would be able to do stuff if you guys weren't generous with the care fund and giving to our general fund and stuff like that. It's really awesome to see the way that you guys have been faithful, and we hope that we're able to do some really good ministry around our community because of it.
Absolutely.
Anyway, you have a good weekend, buddy.
Same to you.
Okay. I preached the sermon today.
Yeah?
With my haircut.
Ooh, and looking fresh, sounding good?
Yeah. I was feeling good. I was feeling a little more streamlined, if you know what I mean. Like, it wasn't as much drag.
Like if you were to run through a zoo, you could run really fast.
Yeah, so I'm hoping it's going to be better. Anyway, God bless you, buddy. Take care,
Same to you.
everybody. See you later. See you next week when we interview other people. No one as cool as Frank, though.
I don't know about that. Come on.
See you, buddy. Take care.
Good night.